Right, calories and why are they important when it comes to fat loss? Calorie is a unit of energy. We accumulate body fat and we become overweight when we eat more energy than our body is expending and using up on a daily basis. But this happens over a period of time. It's not something that happens overnight. It's an accumulation of additional energy going in without additional expenditure to match that. The body's very, very clever when it comes to surviving. So what it does, instead of just exiting the additional energy that you've brought on board, it stores it to access at a later date, should and if you require it. Because if you think about thousands of years ago, we didn't have, or people didn't have readily food available, didn't have food in the fridge, they couldn't just go to the shops. As a survival mechanism, the body stores body fat so we can use it at a later date, should there ever be a famine, heaven forbid. Why it's really important to fat loss, because the only way we can remove and reduce the amount of body fat that we've previously stored is by creating an energy deficit. So that means eating less energy on a daily basis than the body is expending, and doing that again over a prolonged period of time. This is why we have to track calories. Look, tracking calories isn't as accurate as people make out, but it's the best thing that we have. And as long as we're consistent in the tracking, then we can make sure that we are accurately creating an energy deficit, a calorie deficit, to elicit fat loss. And this is why we have to track calories when we're trying to lose body fat in a planned and progressive manner. You can lose body fat without tracking, of course you can, but you can't actually do it in a planned, progressive manner. It's very much guessing. Where tracking might not be the most accurate thing in the world, it's the most accurate thing that we've got. When it comes to attention to detail, when you are logging things, you do need to take that extra couple of minutes or that extra time out to make sure that you are extremely accountable for anything essentially that passes your lips that isn't water. So now you've received your initial calorie set point. Then when you're starting calories, now these are just a rough estimation based off the information that you give us that should see you in a slight caloric deficit. It's important you understand that they are just a starting point. Me as a coach, I can't make informed decisions without actually seeing how you respond on the nutrition that I've prescribed. So it's really important that you're accountable and consistent with that tracking, certainly in those first couple of weeks, so I can understand how your individual physiology responds and I can make decisions from there to make sure that you continue to lose body fat throughout the next 8 weeks. Now remember, the goal is not to be perfect. You don't need to hit your calories bang on every single day. So as long as the calories are equated across the week, it's cool. So you might be 300 calories under one day. It doesn't mean that you then need to force feed yourself and come up with some late night snack just to try and hit those calories. You can save those calories for a weekend or for another day where you may want more calories than you usually used to. You'll hear me saying this quite a lot, but ultimately, just be accountable for whatever passes your lips. And if you do go over your calories for the week, it's not the end of the world. I think this is one of the main things that derails people and leads them to falling off track, because they put so much pressure on this perfectionism that when they don't meet that unrealistic standard they've set themselves, they just throw the towel in and toss it off, and they end up back at square one. And people repeat that cycle for years and years. You might go 2,000 calories over for the week, okay? It's 1 week on a very long journey. As long as you're accountable for, that nutrition, anything that's past your lips, as long as you can come into your progress review and be like, unexpected event, I ended up having a few too many to drink, let myself go. As long as you let me know that the additional consumption's happened, I can then be, from an informed position, start making adjustments to gather that progress back that we potentially lost. Or it might be, in fact, that you've still lost body fat and ate some more calories. Just because you go over, the worst thing you can do is hide it or just try and be ignorance is bliss, okay? Because that's going to remove my ability as a coach to be able to coach you and help you achieve the best results possible. Oh, and one more thing. Don't compare your calories to anybody else. You can be the same height, age, weight, activity level. You could literally have a twin, an identical twin, everything the same, but you may require, or you're likely going to require, different calories across the week. Your calories are very much specific to you, so just remember that.